Hey there folks, Dwayne here. I'm going to do a video on a center post build. It's going to be kind of like a building tutorial. It's easy. It's going to be, I'm going to show you the way that I do a center post build. I know there's a bunch of different ways people do a center post build. Basically, I don't have one on my channel, so I'm going to put one on there. Basically, this is the way I do it. So if you do this, the same way I'm doing it, I'm not copying you. It's just maybe you just two great minds think alike. You know what I mean? Take a quick vape. This is my Nemesis. Switch, the Patriot. It's a clone, but I took that bird off and I polished it. These are 7/64 inch size holes. If you drill out anything over an eighth, you're gonna see the dish. So usually I drill out an eighth. Show you. Let me get a flashlight out. Show you a little better. This is center post build. Basically what I'll do, I'll wrap my positive around the positive post, and then I'll run my leads into the ground, in the holes right here on the sides. I'll show you a little more. But go ahead and switch my camera views and I'll show you what we're going to do. The stuff you're going to need to do this, you're going to need a pair of tweezers. You're going to need a pair of needle nose pliers. You're going to need a wire. Could be any size wire. I'm using 24 gauge Kanthal. You're going to need a little screwdriver. Kind of a big screwdriver, I guess. And you're going to need a 2mm screwdriver. This is what you're going to wrap make your coils on, your micro coils. Pair of wire cutters, and a pair of sharp scissors, and an organic cotton ball. And that's pretty much it. Oh, and an ohm checker. I need one of these guys. So you measure out your resistance and the addy. So basically what we're gonna do is what we're gonna do without the cotton. See how I run the positive, the grounds into the holes where the ground is. You can see that. See. And then I run the positive around the top post. But okay. So take this off. This is meant to you. This build here is just a really efficient build. I like doing the center post build because you'll notice that the cotton is more even on both sides. You get more even wicking. It's just a lot better build to do. Take the top cap off. What you're gonna do, loosen up the screw. Your positive screw, your negatives. Sure everything's all good. Then you're gonna take your 2mm screwdriver. Take your 2mm screwdriver, and you're gonna wrap it around as tight as possible. 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 6 wraps. And what I do, I'm going to take off that last strap. I just kind of pull on one side until it gets smooth. Okay. And that's what you'll have. For the sake of the video, I've already made my 2 coils. So now make sure you have the locking ring, your locking ring down or the battery out. It's better to just, really be honest with you, just better to take the battery out. You just, it sucks to do the build and next thing you know you pop the coil. But anytime you're handling your or if it's a 2 millimeters is equivalent to a 5/64 drill bit, so you can slide that 5/64 drill bit in there too, just like that, and then slide it in the hole. The ground will go into the positive hole. Whoa. And you just slide your coil over. Slide your coil over to the center. And then just wrap your wire. Wrap your wire around the positive post. Cut off your excess. Make sure you should be wearing some safety glasses. A little piece of needle hits your eye. And then tuck that wire in. Make it as neat as possible. And what I do is I just screw it down and then I screw it back up. Sometimes that works. Keeping it to the bottom. Use my other screwdriver to, because you're going to put your other wire on top. Okay. You're going to put your other wire on top right now. So you grab your other coil, put your other coil. Let's see. Grab your other coil. And get in there. Alright. So now touch your other coil. And again, slide your coil over to the center. And now wrap your wire around the positive post. And then just kind of straighten everything out and pull it away. And then clip that wire. And then go ahead. Yeah, everything looks good. Go ahead and tighten down your ground wire. And then with your other one, put your drill bit back inside. And tighten down that ground wire. Tighten down that ground wire. Clip that. Clip your ground wires. off, clip your ground wires off, and take your drill bit, back in, and just kind of work with it a little bit. Put everything into the center. Oh yeah, tighten down your center post. Go ahead and get those guys tightened down. And then start playing with your coils a little bit. Pulling them out from the center post. And then centering them up. Make sure your ground wires are tight when you do that. We'll be pulling them out. So, but anyways, like I said, just kind of straighten everything out, pull them out, pull your coil out from your positive post. That way, it's not sitting on top of your positive post, because then it'll melt your insulator. So you want to kind of pull it out a little bit, not too much, and then just center everything up till you'll get something like that. See, and that's a center post build. And put your battery back in. Put your battery back in, and then just pulse it. Pulse it a little bit, and then take your tweezers, smoosh everything in. Make sure everything's all nice and even. Looks nice. Because the prettier this is, the nicer this is, the longer it'll last you. Okay? And then the way I do it, some people, they take the piece of cotton and they make it really small and then just feed it through. I take a piece of wire and I feed it through like a thread. Yeah, but I had the wire though. I found a little piece of wire. And then basically what I'll do, make sure the locking ring is on. Make sure your locking ring is on, because you don't want to be feeding your cotton through, and the next thing you know, you burn your cotton. And make sure you pull off even pieces of cotton. Even pieces, and then there you go. And then I'll take your wire again, straighten it, make a loop out of it. I don't know if you can't see that, you're not going to be able to see that. So, you know, feeding the cotton in, you guys are just going to have to see what I'm doing there. And then there's a loop right there. There's a loop. I just fed the wire through, and then there's a loop going through, and I'll pull it through, and then I put the cotton right in here. Let me start over. Start showing. Okay. See, and then I just feed it through. The cotton through. See, basically, and that's what I do right there. And then take your scissors, and then you just cut them off like that, and then just take your cotton in right there, and it's kind of make it, you know, like I said, you know, the prettier it is, the better it is, I guess. The longer it'll last you, because you'll be happier with it. Basically, that's it. There's not really much you really have to do to it. And I just kind of make the cotton just go everywhere. And that's what it looks like. That's what it looks like when I'm done. That's a center post build. I run my ground wires to the side. I think it's just more efficient that way. I don't know. Just make sure all your wires are tight. Make sure your wires are tight. And you got some good juice. Some honeydew. This is some honeydew right here. I like it. I like it from Siggy's Vape Spot, right here in PB. I'll post the link below. I always got a link for that guy. That guy makes really great juice. Really friendly, really knowledgeable. So, you know, he's not like one of those guys that, you know, he wants to help you and show you, you know, he's not a hater. So you gotta watch out, you know, from the haters. They be trolling. They be out there doing all sorts of funky stuff. Hate it. And then, get it all nice and soggy. Nice and soggy. Just like that. Make sure. Maybe fire off. Test fire. This is really juicy. And pull this top up. Okay. Actually, when you want to make sure that the cotton's not like all the way around your coil on it, you know. Just kind of like that. That's what it should look the light on. I'll show you. That's what it should look like. Mounds of vapor. Yeah. Mounds of vapor. Okay, put the top cap back on. Take a quick vape. Wow. Crazy. Just so coming up. As a center post build, Jesus. Not Jesus, I'm sorry. Wow. This is... Let's check our resistance on this. This is 24 gauge. I used it 6 wraps. I'm guessing it should be around maybe 0.22, 0.20. So I'm guessing it would be around 0.22. When you can say. When you've been building, I love building. You know, I take stuff apart and I rebuild it and take it apart, rebuild it. That's what I do at work. It's just something I love doing. This is the Patriot. It's a really good clone. It's a really, really cool clone. I got the 22mm one and I got the 21mm one. Both of them are really, really nice. Both of them are really nice. I took the birds off the clones and I just polished them. Polished the top caps, and it just made it look really, nice. Just made it look really nice. Made it, you know, they're really heavy, really solid RDAs. Some of them have this juice blocker thing. I don't like that. You know, I don't know what the purpose is. Juice like soaks up in there, and it's like a puddle, and then you like sucking that. It's bad idea with that. I don't understand. Yeah. So I gotta go and I drilled out this one. So, but it's kind of a pain in the ass, you know, drilling this out. But yeah, for sure you gotta do something about this on this clone. But I know it's a clone, so it's not like, you know, there's like a bunch of them or anything. You know, there's some that have them and some that don't, probably. That's just nice. That's nice. And then this is my Nemesis. Take the top cap off. I don't know why I'm switching top cap. I got the other top cap. And then my Nemesis. My brass. I got a brass Nemesis too. And the switch. Look how short that switch is. You can barely tell there's a switch even there. This has just got to be one of my most favorite mods. You know, the Nemesis and the Chiyu are my most go-to, grab-to, you know, devices that I have. I got several different devices. You know, I got a private V2. You know, the M16 Astro. You know, number 20, number 19. You know, yeah, and then my Nemesis. I think those are the only ones I have. Oh, and then I got a Zizonic. I got the Izonic. I don't know where it's at. It's somewhere around here. It's a piece of shit, but I'm rebuilding it, and I'm gonna do a video on that one too. But hey, thanks a lot, guys, for watching my video. I hope this center post build was helpful to you guys. I just wanted to do a tutorial video. I wasn't out there trying to copy anybody. I didn't have one on my channel or anything, and I like the way I do my builds too. So I wanted to document it and share it with everybody. Thank you guys. Remember, vape safe. Using 24 gauge wire will make your batteries heat up. You're gonna notice a lot more heat using 24 gauge wire, so heads up to that. And if you use that, try to use a safe battery, a 30 amp battery. Will run a 0.2 ohm coil safely. But thank you guys. Vape safe. And remember, don't vape where you can't smoke.